Hello and welcome to Arts for the Masses here on Wilmington Community Television. The arts are alive in Massachusetts, and on this program, we try to bring them right to you, right into your home, and let you know what's going on in the area. Today, we're very lucky to have on the show Mike Hoffman, who is the co-founder and vice president of Stageworks of Leominster. Welcome to Arts for the Masses, Mike.
Thank you.
So I don't want to waste any time. Stageworks of Leominster is a fresh, new theater company. Well, it's not really new. It existed in Leominster before, but you are reviving the name and bringing it back. Tell us about it.
Exactly, yes. I was involved with Stageworks of Leominster back when I was 19 and 20 years old. They did 10, 12 shows a year in the old Carter administration building, which became condemned and left them without a home. And they bounced around from location to location until it was just not feasible anymore. They produced some exciting and wonderful small shows and large shows. I got to work with some great cast members, mostly a lot of the founding members of the organization. Most of the founding members of the organization are still with us because they have contributed to our about us and our history that we're compiling to put on the website, so that they know that Stageworks was in existence before and it's kind of evolving into the 21st century.
Exciting. So here we are, 2021, and you have a season planned. How did it happen?
It happened very quickly.
Well, it didn't happen very quickly.
Yes.
This was supposed to happen a while ago.
This was supposed to happen a
wasn't it?
while ago, yes. We had put together a bunch of shows that we'd like to do. We knew that we wanted to do a cabaret to open up the season because doing a cabaret is at really no cost. We wanted a play to be part of the season. Then we got the ability to do the MTI All Together Now show. And then we also created, out of necessity, the Thayer Symphony Orchestra used to be part of Leominster. They were the orchestra in the area and the music school of the area. And about 10 years ago, they left the area, rebranded themselves because they could not financially sustain themselves in the area. And our mission is to make arts accessible to everybody, including those who can't afford the $20 ticket. Then we looked to a children's show for the spring that was going to, as I always say, if you want to bring in the money, you exploit the children. So we're producing Cinderella in the spring. And I've done it 7 times before, so
we're talking the Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yes, the original Rodgers and Hammerstein, not the Broadway revival and not the new Billy Porter one, and the original Leslie Ann Warren, Julie Andrews version.
Terrific, classic.
We're also doing a fundraiser in February. It's a stage reading of A.R. Gurney's Love Letters, and it's going to be a dinner and an auction, so it's going to be a slightly more formal thing. And then in July, we round out the year with the other Phantom of the Opera, just called Phantom. It's still
the Yeston, more Yeston one.
Yes. Still complete with chandelier and all the underground stuff, but that's our big challenge show for the year.
And for those who don't know that score, it is gorgeous.
It is
beautiful.
Amazing. It is more of the story of the Phantom than it is the spectacle of the show.
Now, when you start a new nonprofit or especially a theater company, you have to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
Does anybody still wear a hat? Mike Hoffman does. Tell us about all the different ways that you're involved. I know that you have a lot of experience as a music director.
Yes, I've been music directing since I was 18, about 30 years. And I started off doing elementary school shows, and I predominantly did, for many years, high school musicals, which I love working with the youth, especially the high school age. And then branched out into community theater, and I've done probably 150 shows over the past 30 years, not just as a music director, but as a director as well.
It seems that this organization really aims to fill a spot in the community to encourage artists of all different ages and get people involved in many different ways. What about that excites you? I can tell that it just lights you up.
Well, we are very inclusive, and theater brings out the traditional people who love theater and people who are trying to find themselves and need to be part of something bigger. That's why we are, extremely inclusive in the LGBTQ community. We are, in fact, we just got an email today from a parent who has a 22-year-old daughter who's been in theater for years, and she has Down syndrome, and she wants to be a part of the company in some way. And that's how inclusive we are. We embrace everybody within the community. And Leominster in particular is highly supportive of the arts.
Terrific.
Highly supportive.
So speaking of the support, you have the support in the venues where you get to perform.
Yes.
So what are these two venues that we're working with?
We perform in Leominster City Hall. Our Mayor, Dean Mazzarella, I approached him 2 years ago about the project, and he was very excited, and then COVID happened, and then we revisited everything. The one great thing about performing there is it's literally the old style City Hall auditorium with the surround balcony and the ornate stage and chandeliers. It's very well kept up, and we get to use it during the week for nothing.
Wow.
Which is wonderful, and we work around their schedule.
Of
If
course.
they need to have something in there, that takes precedence before one of our rehearsals.
So you have a show coming up, Broadway Our Way, which is the cabaret that you mentioned, and that's September 24th and 25th.
Yes, it is.
What's the buzz? Are people getting excited about it?
We are getting excited. Actually, we just ran the show last week with the performance tracks that we're using, and we have a lot of newbies to the group. Okay.
Not necessarily newbies to performing, but newbies to this group.
Some newbies to performing.
That's great too.
That just wanted to get out and try it. I have some high school friends that came out of the woodwork that said, I've always wanted to do this for years. My kids are grown. It's time for me to do something. So they came out, they're having a great time, and then they signed on for the next show in November.
Yes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Sure.
What can people expect from Broadway Our Way? Is it classic golden age? Is it giving us a whole
It's giving
smorgasbord?
you the whole smorgasbord
I
of
love
musical theater. Everything from West Side Story right up through Phantom of the Opera and some of the newer musicals as well.
Now, here we are. It's 2021. We're still in the midst of the COVID pandemic. How is Stageworks of Leominster handling that from rehearsal and working with performers and singers, and what does it mean for the audiences coming into these performances?
Sure. In rehearsals, we take it pretty seriously. We are 6 feet apart. We are fully masked. Even I'm masked at the piano teaching. The piano is far removed from everybody. The only time that we congregate closer is in the trios and duets where everyone needs to sing, but together. But we keep everybody at a pretty safe distance. We encourage the hand sanitizing. We are very cognizant of people who have compromised immune systems. We are constantly updating what the CDC, what Massachusetts wants, and what our local government wants. So we're very cognizant of how everything comes into play.
And is the goal to perform without masks?
We are performing without masks.
Okay.
Yes, the audience must be masked.
Okay.
You will not be allowed in the auditorium without a mask. There will be masks there in case you do not show up with one.
Good to know.
And the one thing we certainly made, important on our ticketing platform is you buy a ticket, this is your expectation. You can't get in without that mask.
Sure. Great. One thing that I really love about community theater and educational theater is the growth process, and it's wonderful. I'm sure you get to see people starting off a little timid or a little shy and seeing them take stage for the first time and really start to develop a character and learn how to own the material. Are you seeing that in this show?
Yes. We do have some seasoned performers that you will see today that are just, it's nothing for them.
Yeah.
And we have others that come up to the piano to sing, and they've been practicing for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're just so shy to sing out and be the persona and the character that they're supposed to be. And we're just trying to work it out of them as gently as possible, to get the best we can out of them.
Absolutely.
We're not expecting absolute perfection because we're just starting out.
Right.
And everyone hasn't been singing for 18 months.
Right.
So I don't expect the perfection. I wanted to do something like this just to bring everybody in the community together for the first time musically.
Well, I think we should watch some of these performers right now. Can you tell me who we're about to watch?
Sure. Britt will be our first performer. She will be singing Someone Like You from the musical Jekyll and Hyde.
Wonderful. And following that, we'll have Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, yes, she will be singing Vanilla Ice Cream from She Loves Me, and The Girl from 14G, which is a special song written for Christian Chenoweth for her album.
Excellent. Take it away.
I peer through windows, watch life go by, dream of tomorrow, and wonder why the past is holding me, keeping life at bay. I wander lost in yesterday, wanting to fly, but scared to try. But if someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. My heart would take wing, and I'd feel so alive if someone like you found me. So many secrets I've longed to share. All I have needed is someone there to help me see a world I've never seen before. A love to open every door to set me free, so I can soar. If someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. Maybe a new way to live, a new life to love. If someone like you found me, oh, if someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. My heart would take wing, and I'd feel so alive if someone like you loved me. Loved me.
friend. I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together, you and I will laugh at last night someday. Oh. Ice cream. He brought me ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Imagine that. Ice cream, and for the first time, we were together without a spat. Friendly, he was so friendly. That isn't like him. I'm simply stunned. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? It's been a most peculiar day. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? Oh, where was I? I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together, you and I will laugh at last night someday. I sat there waiting in the cafe, never guessing that you were fat. That you were near. You were outside looking bald. Oh dear. Oh, dear friend. I am so sorry about last night. Last night, I was so nasty. Well, he deserved it, but even so, that George is not like this George. This is a new George that I don't know. Somehow, it all reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. For right before my eyes, a man that I despise has turned into a man I like. It's almost like a dream, and strange as it may seem, he came to offer me vanilla ice cream. Just moved into 14G, so cozy, calm, and peaceful. Heaven for a mouse like me. With quiet by the leaseful, pets are banned, parties too, and no solicitations. Window seat with garden view, a perfect nook to read a book. I'm lost in my Jane Austen when I hear say it isn't so, not the flat below. From an opera wannabe in 13G, a matinee of some cantata, Wagner's Ring and Traviata. My first night in 14G, I'll put up with Puccini, brew myself a cup of tea, crochet until she's feeny. 8:30, not a peep, except the clock tick-tocking. Now I lay me down to sleep, a comfy bed to rest my head, a stretch, a yawn, I'm almost gone when do-wee bop, do zoid a zoid, do skiddly bop, do Floyd, oi, na 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 na, woo-wee! Now the girl upstairs wakes me unawares. Blowing down from 15G, her reveille. She's scatting like her name is Ella. Guess who answers a cappella? Suit-do, boy-da-doy, ooh, suit-do, boy-da-doy, ooh. I'm not one to raise my voice, make a fuss, or speak my mind, but might I query, would you mind if, could you kindly stop? That felt good. Stop. 13, 15, 14G. A most unlikely trio. Not quite 3-part harmony. All day, all night, we're singing. Zoo-doo, boy-da-doy. Bleep-blap-blue-doo, boy-da-doy. Stop. Oh, I've had my fill of peace and quiet. Shout out loud, I've changed my diet. All because of 14G.
Those were tremendous performances. I can't wait to see the whole show. But so let's just remind everyone, we have Broadway Our Way, and what are the dates for that?
Sure, the 24th and the 25th of September at 7 o'clock.
And following that, we have a comedy, Rumors.
We have Rumors.
By Neil
yes,
Simon.
By Neil Simon.
For those who don't know the play, can you tell us just a little bit about it?
It's very unique. Each couple arrives at the home of Charlie and Myra Brock, and only the first couple knows what's going on. Everybody else that is arriving gets told a different version of the story, until finally Act 2, we see things culminate, but there's a twist at the end, which we won't spoil. It is what I call rated PG-13 because of the language, and the estate of Neil Simon does not permit any changing of the dialogue. It is to be performed as written.
Sure.
So you have to have the disclaimer that you have adult language in it. But it is not a heavy adult language show.
No, it's pretty lighthearted.
It's pretty lighthearted, yes.
And then following that, we have All Together Now.
Yes.
Now, All Together Now is a cabaret of sorts. It's being licensed by Music Theatre International, big licensing house. They cover a lot of the big shows, them and Tams Whitmark. There's a few big heavy hitters out there.
Yes.
So All Together Now is not being done only by Stageworks of Leominster. It's being done across
the world.
the world, all on the same dates, correct?
Yes. 3,500 different performances, all occurring on the same date in all 50 states and territories and something like 30 different countries.
And it's a celebration, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
They put it together so that you could you have like Thursday through Monday to put on your shows. You can do them as many times as you want. The whole show is free.
Wow.
Okay? There are no rights and royalty licensing. There are 30 different songs to choose from, so you can actually have 3 different shows, which we took the liberty in doing basically 2.5 different shows. So we could showcase as many performers and as many songs as we could get. The songs are limited to those authors who wanted to participate.
Okay.
You've got songs from Beauty and the Beast, Les Mis, Jekyll and Hyde, Oliver, My Fair Lady, and a whole host of others. And you get to choose your own set. You do 15 songs. It's a very short show. It's 80 minutes. in between every 4 numbers, you put in your own commentary, okay? And then while the show was going on, they have licensed projections from the shows that become your scenery. Like a cabaret, unlike a cabaret though, this is a fully grand rights license, so you are able to act it, choreograph it, and costume it. So you are allowed to put on basically a full show.
Wow. So do we know how many other groups in Massachusetts are doing it at the same time?
I only know of 2 others.
But still, wherever you're watching this in the United States, even if you can't make it to Stageworks of Leominster, this is a really great celebration of just being able to come back and do theater again.
Yes.
And it's what a great opportunity for any performing arts group, no matter how large or how small, whether you're just getting wet again and coming out of the gate like Stageworks of Leominster, or if you're a well-established group, to do something really terrific.
It's not an easy production. They did not design it easy.
Oh no.
No, they took a lot of different excerpts of original Broadway productions, reworked works, and rewrote it all together, and made a completely different song out of it. So it might not sound exactly like you're accustomed to listening to from the show. So they made it into a completely new work.
Well, that's exciting too. Some different new arrangements that you might not be expecting.
Yes, these are definitely arrangements you will not have heard before.
Now, as a new company, I'm sure you're always looking for new talent and for help behind the scenes, social media. There's a million different things. How can people find out more and get involved, to get on your email list?
Sure. We have a website. It's www.stageworksofleominster.org. There you can find all of our offerings. You can get on our mailing list. And part of the mailing list is you can sign up if you want to be an actor, a musician, behind the scenes, a volunteer, an usher, whatever you want to do as part of the show. And then it kind of all, the way our web designer designed it, just feeds into this spreadsheet, and it's all parsed out, so we can just look at it and say, we've got 30 volunteers and they want to sign up to do this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
And it just makes it easy for us to pull people.
Right.
So that's how you can find out the most about us. You can also, what's a theater company without merchandise either? We also have a merchandise store that has not only our logo, but it is also for our performers. We have T-shirts and jackets and other things that they can purchase, and a small portion of that goes back to the theater company, but most of it goes for the cost of goods for the T-shirt or whatnot.
Wonderful. Mike, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
So that brings us to the end of another episode of Arts for the Masses here on Wilmington Community Television. If you're a nonprofit arts organization in Massachusetts and you'd like to be featured on the show, just reach out to me, Ryan at wctv.org. I'd love to have you on the show and showcase whatever you're about, whether it's dance, theater, music, drama, physical art. We're here to support you, so please be in touch. Thanks for watching.
WCTV, connecting our community. WCTV, connecting our community. Wilmington, Massachusetts.